and I had some concerns, and I thought, what better time than to address them than right now? So here we go. Yo. Hey, check me out. Hey. Let's have a conversation.
What's up, Tea Timers, and welcome to another episode of The Tea for Real with your boy Marcus J. Cook. Now, if this is your first time joining us, this is a show where each and every episode I invite two people on the show with me, and we have social commentary about everything that's happening in the world. We're talking about everything from religion to politics to music to movies to celebrity gossip and more. And of course, we got a little tea thrown in just for good measure. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you guys can know when we're uploading more content. Now, our guests today, oh my goodness, they are a couple from Birmingham, Alabama, who have decided to YouTube their marriage. Q-Dar and Britney Sudana is quickly becoming YouTube's favorite married couple on their new show called Sudana. Brittany and Q, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey. How we doing?
How are you guys?
Good.
We're doing good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you guys for being here. So, Tea Timers, just a quick backstory. Brittany is my cousin, and Q is now my cousin-in-law. The very first time that I met Q, we were at a family function. Well, our entire family doesn't always really get together, but it was one of those times where magically we all were together. Our cousins from out of town was here, and we was like, let's just go to karaoke. You remember that?
Yeah, Upper Deck.
That's right, Upper Deck.
Yeah.
So back then, Barack Obama was in office, and Barack and Michelle was like the pinnacle of black love. I see Brittany walking up with this guy, and I'm like, oh, okay. Just the look in both their eyes, I was like, oh my goodness, this is Barack and Michelle from 20.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So I started calling Q Prez, and I think that it was my first time meeting him, and a couple of other people first time meeting him in our family, and he went over big. Like, he scored big points with all of us, and we have adored him since. So I'm so happy you guys are sitting down with me. And I want to ask a question. I want to ask, how long y'all been married, and what made you start your show, Suddenly Sudana?
Well, I'll take this one because it's funny. So we've been married now for 3 years. But what made us start it is kind of funny. Funny little story. But I'll just give it the short version. So basically, it's always a pet peeve of mine for people to be like, oh, I hate Birmingham. I hate it here. And they're always talking about the fact there's nothing to do with Birmingham. And I told Q about it one time. We were having a conversation, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm from Birmingham. Like, it just grinds my gears so bad. And so we were like, we have a good time here. And so initially, when the thought came up, it was to blog about just date night ideas, different things, because there's something for everybody to do, whether you're old, young, you want to spend a lot of money, you don't want to spend no money at all. Like, there are a lot of things to do in Birmingham, and I feel like, I don't know if it's just not put out there, people are just not aware of the things that we have here, or what. But go ahead.
It's just, I've noticed that a lot of people here that have those complaints need to be told what to do. Like, they're not going out to these different places. They don't. If something new opens up, they're not going to check it out. They're waiting on somebody else to go over that hill first and then tell them about it.
Yeah. So it started off as that, like, well, let's just do date night ideas. And then, we talked about it, and we'll talk about it, then don't do it, then, And then when the pandemic happened, I'm like, well, we at the house, and we ain't doing nothing else. So why not just go ahead and start it? Well, of course, when we started it, there was nothing to do. We couldn't go out anywhere. And there was no date night stuff. So it then turned quickly into just a lifestyle vlog.
I love it. And it's very entertaining. I love it. I know I saw an episode where you guys were talking about getting another dog. And Q said he did not like Dalmatians because they look. What did he say? Dalmatians
They
look
look like pushovers.
It looked like pushovers. Yeah. We need a dog with a more commanding presence.
That was so hilarious to me. So, T-Timers, make sure you check out Suddenly Sudana. It's on YouTube, and we also have a Facebook page, right? Suddenly Sudana.
Same name and Instagram as well.
Awesome. T-Timers, you guys got to check it out. They are very entertaining. I love their relationship. I love how they bounce their energy off of each other. It's really a good thing to see. So, speaking of C, I want to ask both of you guys, what did you think of each other the very first time? Q, what did you think of Britney the very first time you saw her?
I had to have them. I remember I was probably in the 11th grade.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it go back. It's deep. It's deep. It goes back
That's
deep. Yeah. We had a lot of mutual friends. Used to be in the same circles, but I never knew who she was. And the stars just never lined up right for me. And I get to college, and I hear she's up there at UAH with a good friend of mine. So I'm like, man, you gotta run me some interference. I'm coming up there. What she gonna be, man? I want them. But it just never lined up. And then I don't know what, like several years later, I was hanging out with a buddy of mine, and I said, look, man, this girl, man, I think she back in Birmingham. Been trying to catch up with her. I'm gonna try to get at her. Like, she's hung out with a mutual friend of all of ours. So I said, look, man, I just need to find out where they're gonna be. I'm pulling up. I'm going for it. And so I'm gonna catch this time. Like, I had just been missing her this whole time. I was never in the same spot.
Right.
And the next day after that, she ended up reaching out to me on Instagram, and yeah, that was it.
I love it. Britney.
Yeah, because
come on with it.
So he loves to talk about how he been wanting me through high school, blah, blah, blah. We always hear that, right? Well, he ain't never said nothing. Like, he said we've always been around mutual people and been around the same circles, but I didn't even know he knew me, like, for real. Like, what? I remember one time when we were in college, like, he was throwing parties at one point. We had came back to Birmingham on a weekday, like while I was supposed to be in Huntsville, like, came to Birmingham, came to one of his parties, and I remember he let us in, but I just thought he let us in because we're homies. You let your homies in. We done drove out of town. But so he always says that. But anyway, so when we fast forward to 2013, I noticed that he would always like my pictures and stuff on Instagram, but he wasn't saying nothing. So one time I told my friend, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna say something to him. And so I jumped in his DM.
No, that was they didn't have DMs on the gram at the time. You had to go back 52 weeks on the picture. Then.
Yeah. So I went back to an old picture and commented and basically asked him about some recipe or something that he was cooking. And he never got back with me. And then we ended up exchanging email addresses. And then from email, we emailed for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then he didn't ask me for my phone number.
No.
He did not ask me for my phone number. What happened, I got off early one Friday. So the email was done. That day he wanted to get up or something like that.
I hadn't got the personal email.
So I sent him a message that Monday and I was like, you know what? So we won't have these issues anymore. Just go ahead and take my number. And make sure you like God. I've been running this.
Well, all's well that ends well, right?
That's right. That's right.
So Q, let me ask you this question. When did you know Britney was the one?
I think I knew in high school.
Oh my God.
I may have known. But I was sure. We had been dating a little while, and I think we'd been out of town a few times, and at that point, really, I had been dating, but nothing had really lasted that long. Mm-hmm. And like, I would look for stuff like, at this point, I'm coming up on 30. I wouldn't like trying to get married that day, but I wouldn't waste my time either. And I really didn't want to waste anybody else's. So I was still enjoying it. It was still moving, in a good direction. So I just said, why not? Like, everything else didn't work. This is working. This has to be it.
Right.
It just made sense.
So, Brittany, what made you say yes?
Well, it was kind of a thing of where I knew it was coming and I knew it was happening. Like, it wasn't a just say yes to the ring, or once the proposal got here, I was just saying yes to that. Like, I had been said yes to the relationship as a whole, to being with him over the course of the time. So it wasn't like this is the moment that I said yes, and this is the reason I said yes. Like, I had been saying yes, so I knew that when that time came, it wasn't gonna be it wasn't any other answer. Like, did you think I was gonna say no? Did you ever have that fear?
No.
Yeah. Like, I think we had enough conversations and stuff to know, like, the next steps of our relationship and where we were going.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you. So, listen, T-Timers, Brittany and Q, they're not just this model couple. They are also politically and socially conscious and aware. So I prepared just a couple of topics, because that's what the show's about. Just a couple of topics with a couple of questions about some hot topics that's going on right now that I want to ask you guys about. Are y'all ready for hot topic?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so first comes love, then comes entanglement, and now you want to shoot me in my pinky toe. This week, Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot after leaving a pool party hosted by Kylie Jenner in the Hollywood Hills. Now, it's been alluded that Tory Lanez, who allegedly shot Megan in the foot, the entire situation is an ongoing investigation. At this moment, anything that we say is purely speculation. But I want to ask this. Sudanas, what do you speculate happened? I mean, was Megan and Tory Lanez freaking and sneaking, or what?
You want to go first? I mean, I got two theories on what happened.
No, come on.
All right, the first theory is, it's been rumored that they've been fooling with each other. I don't know how true that is, because, I just see stuff and I don't see stuff. But if they were dating, let's say they at a party, they hanging out, Meg Thee Stallion walk in, that's Meg Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez who? You know what I'm saying? Some guys might have been like, hey, what's up? He only like 5'2" or something like that, so they not respecting him. So he probably was upset about that. Now, I don't know Meg Thee Stallion personally, but I don't think she would be out here just openly disrespecting somebody that she may or may not be seeing. But he may have had, he may have been upset about that, pulled out a gun, shot in the foot. If that's the case, Tory Lanez is the worst type of man there is. No violence against women. Now, I also think that it may have been a situation where, let's say an altercation happened in there with him and somebody, or with her and somebody, and he's a small person, and I got a gun, and accidental discharge and shot somebody that, just from handling the gun wrong, you drunk, you trying to be a tough guy because you small and you want to pull a gun out. I don't think it was an intentional thing, but she did say that it was. So, I mean, we'll see, but I hope it wasn't a situation with him doing like a domestic violence type thing, because that's terrible. Like,
terrible.
I like this music, and I would hate for that to be the case, because it's like, come on, man. Like, I can't even respect you, So
that's right. Brittany, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know as far as too much on why it happened or what happened, but I just think that I don't know much about the little guy and little fella, and this is what's gonna happen. This is what happens when you do stupid stuff like that. Like, now people out here, they're gonna attack. What do we know? We know you short, and so we know you might have this thing called short man syndrome.
Yeah.
So
he don't weigh that much neither.
Yeah. So now now you really not going to be respected out here. You already trying to. It's one thing to hit on women, but you gonna shoot her and then in the foot, like
in the foot.
So you didn't even shoot her to hurt her for real. You wanted to hurt her, but you didn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
So
You a grown man built up like an arm, baby. That's how you act sometimes.
Oh my goodness. So listen, Megan's no snitch. When the police asked Megan what happened to her foot, she said she got cut by glass in the car.
She cut off some glass.
So she's not a snitch. And police officers searched the car and they found this gun. And Tory Lanez fessed up to the gun and said it was his. Now, if let's say this situation is one of those situations where it was a domestic violence issue, was Megan being too loyal, or was she being stupid?
Stupid.
Or
I ain't with
come
that.
on.
Or what?
Or she may, I mean, you know, she is out of H-Town. She might know somebody who's going to handle it to her liking better than the police will, you know?
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that either. Hey,
Yeah.
see, look, that's why we need another point of view. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know.
so we're going to move on for this because I got this game that I want to play with y'all, and I want to make sure we have enough time to play the game. So I'm just touching on the topics really quickly. So
Okay.
from the young black and coin to the we ain't got no coin. This week, excuse me, there has been a slowdown in production because of the coronavirus. It's a coin shortage. Kroger and Walmart, who are the largest grocery store and the largest retailer in the world, are now asking customers to either use their cards, pay exact change, or have the balance from their change sent to a loyalty card. But this is the first time in my lifetime that I have even saw a shortage on money. Like, money? Are you serious? Now, Sudana, some people are saying that this is just a plot to go cashless. And they said that this is the sign of the end of the world. Now, I want to know, are you a conspiracy theorist? Or what's your take? What do you guys take on the coin shortage? And if we're going cashless to, if we're going doing the coin shortage to go cashless?
So, okay, I love a good conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
I love a good conspiracy, but I don't think this is it. I think this is legit. We're running out. I don't know if they've been making coins, because a lot of times people don't really use cash as much as we were using it 20, 30 years ago. Like, that's just not a thing. People don't have to go in it. There's just too many other ways around it. You don't have to go in the bank for anything. You can do a lot of stuff on Cash App, Apple Pay, you know. So a lot of people don't carry cash. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if this is true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a situation where they just probably a few years back was like, hey, we need to halt making and producing more coins because nobody's using them. So there's no point. So I could see how if they weren't using them or making as much, making as many coins, then there would be a shortage. So I just think it's just a simple, I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think we're about to be going out of here like that.
I think it's a lot with what my wife was just saying as far as people moving away from using cash. I've seen a lot of places that were open, especially around like week 6 of the pandemic, that were only using cards. So a lot of people weren't, you know, using like cash money to even get change to maybe make it to the next spot. And then you got stuff like, I was reading this a little while ago, places like laundromats and vending machines in places that were shut down due to COVID. Nobody's using those coins, so there's no coins to collect to put back into circulation. So I think it's probably a thing where, like you were saying, where people just not using cash, coupled with the fact that nobody was out to spend coins for them to collect. So I think it'll balance itself out. I don't think it's a conspiracy.
All right, awesome. Well, let me ask you guys this question: Did you ever think that in your lifetime that you would see where there's a shortage on coin change?
No.
No.
I know that's
No.
like it's unthinkable to me.
Yeah, 2020 really pulled out all the tricks.
They doing everything.
It definitely
I
did.
never even thought that I would see in my lifetime like this type of situation that we're in now with this pandemic. And we already went through recession 08, 09. Like I never
Right.
thought that we would see like, oh, for real, like this could potentially be shown. Not on some wood, but this is shaping up like the next Great Depression. Like I never thought that we would see something like that. So at this point, I'm just
rough.
like,
Rough
we out here.
Yeah.
It is something to think about. So I have a game. Now this game is called Who Did It? Now I'm going to ask you guys questions about your relationship. You raise your hand. You raise your hand if this belongs to you. Okay. Now, if you both happen to raise your hand, if each person that raises their hand gets a point. Now, if you both raise your hands to a question, then you both lose a point. The person with the most points at the end of the game wins.
All right, so you're gonna ask a question, and if whoever does that, we raise our hand?
That's right.
All right.
And if you both happen to raise your hand, we lose points.
Yeah, we lose a point. Both lose a point.
Okay. Yeah. Who is the first to go to sleep? You. Okay. Oh, who takes the longest to get ready? Okay. Who's the best kisser?
No, I'm killing you with the kisses.
Okay. So we're back at 0. Okay. Who said I love you first? Britney. Okay.
I felt it first.
I've been doing it.
I felt it first.
Okay. Who's better with money?
Yeah. I didn't raise my hand. I thought about it. I didn't raise my hand. Like, you might be. If you okay.
Who has the most clothes?
Clothes? Oh, yeah.
Clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
So Brittany's at 2 points now. Who controls the remote?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I control it though.
When I went to turn on a movie today, the remotes was under your pillow. And that's where I always get them from. I always get them out from up under your pillow.
That's because you go to sleep first. I'm up. I'm always up.
Okay.
Okay. Who's the pettiest? What? Brittany? Okay. Who apologizes first?
Oh, yeah.
Well, listen. We got a winner, but since what's yours is his and what's his is yours, I declare a tie.
That's cool. I respect that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sudanas, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Now, remember, Tea Timers, check out their show, Suddenly Sudana. We can catch it on Facebook and on YouTube under the same name, Suddenly Sudana. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave us a comment. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us some things that you liked and questions that you may want to ask Britney and Q. And as always, come back so you can find out what's the tea for real. I'm going to see y'all next episode. Britney and Q, thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. Thank you.
So much fun. We appreciate it.
Yo, can't will. And I had some concerns, and I thought, what better time than to address them than right now? So here we go. Yo, hey, check me out. Hey. Let's have a conversation about the world and the way things are now. Come chop it up with me. But just let's take it. About terrorism and World War III. Yo. The who, what, when, where, and how. Cause you know it's coming, right? Let's have a conversation about, I don't know. Yeah. All the things that I hope to see